Have you ever gone out to buy a game and when you're in the store you see some game you've never seen before and you pull it out and you're like, what in the world is this? You pull out your phone, you check the Metacritic score and you see it has terrible reviews or at least mediocre reviews. But for some reason you're compelled to buy it. You bring it home, you pop it in, you start playing it, and right away you know this is not a good game. But for some reason you just can't stop playing it. That bad game turns into an okay game. It turns into a little bit better game. And before you know it, all of a sudden you're playing something you really like. Hey guys, I'm RNG Gamer. I play all my games randomly, and this is the best horrible games I've ever played. Now let me explain what horrible means in this context. Some of these games are just bad. Some of them may just be something that doesn't look like it's gonna work on paper. Some of these games may just be outdated and people don't think they're fun anymore. Whatever the case, there's something involved with each one of these games that steers people away from them, when really, people should be going towards them. Let's just dive right in. This first game is from a series that's beloved by a lot of people and maligned by even more. There are a ton of games in this series. They go way, way back. And no matter how old they are, they always look and play older than they actually are. It's the Earth Defense Force series. And we're talking about the first one I ever played, Earth Defense Force 2017. Which came out in 2007, by the way, and looks like it came out in like 2001. These games are the definition of a AA game. I don't even know if I would call them AA. They're more like single A kind of games, like just barely good enough to be put out. Now, when this game came out on the Xbox 360, it looked like a bad PlayStation 2 game, and a lot of the reviews specifically mentioned that. The game is clunky, it looks terrible, it plays really janky, but you know what it is? A freaking ton of fun. You play as a soldier in a scenario where the world has been invaded by basically bugs, bugs and robots and alien spaceships, okay? It's a 1950s B horror movie personified type of game. You play through these levels with tons of critters, just swarms of them coming at you, and you have different weapons. And as you kill them, they drop items. So as you're playing, you unlock more and more weapons, and you go from just using like a pea shooter to literally basically shooting like a nuclear missile, okay? Now what the game wants you to do is play through all the different scenarios on all the different difficulties to unlock all the stuff. It's a lot of freaking content. It's too much content, okay? It's too much. But the game is mindless fun, and it is a blast to play with someone else. Sometimes it's cool just to pull the trigger and see something go splat. And that's what this game is. Mowing down all of these enemies you see on screen, or shooting some ant off of a giant skyscraper with a freaking homing missile. That crap's fun. This series is fun. They have never gone out of their way to try to make their games impressive looking or to try to make them compete with any other series. They just do what they do. They stay in their lane, and the developers of the Earth Defense Force series, they just kind of knock it out of the park every time. Now the park they're playing on is like a little league park, you know? It's a lot smaller, and you're like a 40-year-old man who's been playing baseball your whole life, and you know you're just gonna like rack a home run every single time you swing the bat. That's what this game is. They set themselves up for easy success and then they just crush it. And there's nothing wrong with that. If you have not played the Earth Defense Force series, boy, you're missing out. You should definitely dive in and give it a shot. Hey, YouTube tells me that over half of you guys aren't even subscribed to this channel that are watching. Did you know that subscribing to this channel is the best way to help me with the YouTube algorithm? So if you want other people to see this video, just do that for me. Just click that subscribe button and hit the bell too while you're at it. Thank you. Growing up, there were a lot of different first-person shooters, but they all kind of played the same way. They were very fast-paced. You sprinted around, you had to know the maps inside and out. It was all about having those twitch reflexes to take down your opponents before they took you out. Today we call those boomer shooters, and I guess I'm okay with that term. I have to come to term with that term. But what if I told you one of the hardest, most intense, most reflexive required, what? All right, yeah, high reflex requirement boomer shooters of all time was like a cutesy Trials game that looks like it's made for like 6-year-olds. This is Lovely Planet. Now, I've mentioned this game several times on this channel because it deserves more love. It's an absolutely incredible game that nobody ever seemed to play and think it totally sucks because it looks like a game for babies. That's the problem with this game. Babies want to play it because they're like, this looks really cute, and then it's super hard, but the people that like spent 10 years playing Quake Arena see this like, I'm not gonna play it because it's too cutesy. Like, what do you do? It's a no-win situation. The game is set up where there are these trials, and you have to work your way through the map, shooting and eliminating all the enemies while dodging bullets. There's some kind of tricky platforming. It's all about memorizing the stage and being absolutely perfect with your shots. Now, the bullets travel really slowly. It's not like an instantaneous laser blast. No, you gotta like time the travel of your bullets. Luckily, most of the enemies are stationary, so if you just get a bead on them and shoot, you're gonna be okay. But this game is no joke. The other times I've mentioned this game, people have like laughed at me for even playing this game, and they're like, God, that looks so dumb. It is. It's dumb, and the music is absolutely insane. It's like when you were in first grade music class in school, and the teachers, like, half the kids are playing recorder and the other ones are just like banging on pots and pans. It's kind of like that, but you know, more musical. It's catchy, but very much out of tune. This is a bonkers and strange game. And I know one other person on the face of this earth that has played this game and enjoyed it, and all I can say about that is everybody else is wrong. This game is absolutely a blast. It's a mixture of Quake and Katamari. Give this one a shot. Please go out there and download this game. The only physical version of it that was ever released was released on this indie box release, and there's probably like 200 copies in the world, and I happen to have one of them. But you can probably download it really cheaply. It's a fantastic game, and I can almost guarantee if you can get past the way it looks, you're gonna have a wonderful time with it. There are so many games out there that rely on half-naked women to sell their games. Even normal games you wouldn't expect, like a pinball game, sometimes just has like a girl in a bikini on the cover for no reason. Like this one, for example. Now, a lot of these are just considered to be like man of culture games, right? We know why we're playing these games, okay? It's to look at the cute girls. But there's a whole series out there that is just that kind of game, but they just managed to like make a good game. They managed to make several good games in a bunch of different genres. Let me tell you about one of them. It's Senran Kagura Estival Versus. And yes, I have the collector's edition. Why? Because that's the only way they sold it, at least that I know of, when I bought it on clearance at GameStop. Now, the premise of the Senran Kagura series is that there are like these rival high schools, college universities, private institutions that train ninjas. But they're only for like hot girls, okay? That's it, right? Just the hot girls. There's like the goth one over here, and then there's like the cute one over here, and all the girls, they have a theme to them, okay? All the schools have a theme to them. And they have to get together to compete against each other. Now, in this game, they all get magically transported to some sort of tropical isle where they have to compete against each other and against themselves, I guess, in various tasks that involve, you know, having their clothes knocked off. Now, this game plays like Devil May Cry. It's like an arena combat brawler, and it is a lot of fun. There are a ton of different characters, like a ton of different characters that all have different strengths and weaknesses and special abilities. There's also this like story that gets in the way a lot, where you have to read a bunch of text and listen to them chat. You know the kind of game I'm talking about, where it's just like a paper doll on one side, like chatting, and then there's just like a line of dialogue, and then it cuts over to the other person, and they're sitting here, and there's like a line of dialogue, and it just goes back and forth. It's a lot of that kind of stuff, okay? It also has almost like a Muso feel, like Dynasty Warriors, where you just have like tons of enemies on the screen you're just mowing down because you're so super overpowered. And I like that feeling. I really enjoy that a lot. Now, most of the characters have your like quintessential anime stereotypes. There's like the big-chested dumb girl who likes to eat all the time. Then there's like the mysterious ninja who's soft-spoken and never really says anything. Then there's like the nerdy brainiac that wears glasses. It's got all the stuff you expect, okay? The 9 categories of women according to anime. And then you have like the anthropomorphic puppet mascot, right? But as you play the game, you unlock more and more outfits in swimsuits of varying risqueness, okay? And you can outfit your characters with the different swimsuits and outfits. That's what this game's about. It's about unlocking a bunch of, you're playing dress up with magical ninjas, okay? Magical ninja girls, that's what you're doing, you're playing dress up. But the freaking game plays incredibly. It is so much fun to hack and slash and destroy all these enemies as you go through the level. That's what the freaking game is. That's what the game is. I don't know how these developers keep making these games and just based around like playing dress up. But every time they do it, they just like kill whatever genre they're in. They do a great job. On paper, this game is terrible. On paper, no one should ever play this game, but you should definitely play this game because it is a lot of fun. I got the platinum trophy. I 100% completed this game, and I wasn't even really trying to do it. Give the Senran Kagura series a chance. You might find yourself having a good time in more than one way. Let's go way back. Let's go way back to when I was a kid. Every Friday, I would beg my parents to take me down to my local Blockbuster or movie gallery, and I had an option. I could rent one game or I could rent 2 movies. Usually, I would pick the 2 movies and watch them like 6 times over the weekend. But every once in a while, I would break down and get a game. Now, if I got a game, that meant there were no movies to watch this weekend. And that also meant if that game sucked, boy, I was crap out of luck. Well, when I rented this game, that's exactly what happened. It was a terrible weekend. I spent like 5 hours playing this game and got nowhere. Come to find out, so many other people out in the world had that same experience and absolutely hate this game. I see it on tons of lists of like the worst NES games of all time. Angry Video Game Nerd has covered it. It's a classic. It's Castlevania 2, Simon's Quest. This is one of those games that is based around the biggest gaming sin there is, which is, I don't freaking know where to go, and I don't know what to do, and there's no way to figure it out. This is a side-scrolling exploration game. It's not like Castlevania 1, it's not like Castlevania 3, where it's just you get to the end of the level, there might be some alternate paths, but really you just gotta get to the end. No, in this one you've got to explore the map. You have to find items that give you access to new areas. It is a proto-Metroidvania. The problem is, the game doesn't tell you what items you need or where you need to go. It kind of hints at it, sorta, sometimes, but some of the translations from the Japanese were just wrong, and there are just no clues in the game. This is a Nintendo Power game. You're supposed to have a copy of Nintendo Power that tells you what items to use, where to use them, when to use them, how to use them, and what to do. There are dungeons with invisible holes in the floor that you just fall through, and there's no way to tell they're there without just spamming throwing holy water on the ground. You have to like collect a blue gem. Like you have to like take garlic to a graveyard and you get like a blue gem, then you take the blue gem all the way to the left of the map and you like kneel down for 2 minutes and then a tornado comes and gets like, what the crap, guys? Holy jeez, how are you ever supposed to figure that out? You're not. You're not supposed to be able to figure it out. You need the Nintendo Power, buddy. You gotta play with power.
Now you're playing with power, superpower.
This game also has this freaking day-night cycle where during the day everything's hunky-dory and you're just moving along great, then at night all the enemies get a lot stronger and you get interrupted with this terrible message that like, what a horrible night to have a curse, you know, night has befallen us, whatever it freaking says, I can't remember. Angry Video Game Nerd has been all over this. But what he hasn't said, this game's pretty good. If you have the Nintendo Power Guide, this game's pretty fun. It's a little tedious, but it's a good game. It plays well, it has interesting mechanics. It kind of helped pioneer an entire different type of game that you see all over the place now. My favorite game of all time, Castlevania Symphony of the Night, would not even exist without this game. He took this game as the basis for that game. Even though it pales in comparison to Castlevania Symphony of the Night, Simon's Quest still has some of that magic. It also has some banging music, just unbelievably good music. And it has an awesome atmosphere. Ignore what all the people have told you out there about this game. Give it a shot. And if you can, play it on one of the new compilations. They've re-released it on the freaking Switch. You can play it there and like save state the game. That might be more fun, even though the game has like passwords in it. Use the map, use the walkthrough. You'll have a good time making your way through this game. It's not bad at all. It's actually really good. We've already talked about one man of culture game. Let's talk about a second man of culture game. In this one, well, Cupid has shot her arrow to make a couple fall in love, but she accidentally shoots the same guy twice or something. And now all women are unbelievably attracted to this guy. And the only way for him to stop them is for him to shoot them possibly in the crotch with the big O gun. The big O gun, right? And it's Gal Gun double piece. I can see that it says peace, like P-E-A-C-E, like peace. But I think the creators of this game maybe wanted you to think about a different piece. This game is an on-rails shooter like Time Crisis that takes place in a school, and these girls pop out of every nook and cranny to try to give you a kiss, and you gotta blast them with the big O gun, okay? Now, based on where you shoot them, it might do a little bit more damage. This is, you're not aiming for headshots, you're aiming for shots in different locations. But the game plays extremely well. This game is also pretty PG-13. While the premise premise of it is very lewd. It doesn't really show anything. You could just call it like the happy gun, and that's kind of the way they went with it. We know what it is, but it's kind of like, oh, it just makes them happy and they stop attacking you. All right, so be it. It's so much fun. This game is a lot of fun. The way you move throughout the school, where the girls are like chasing you and you'll like jump into I've got to run down this hallway and get out of the way and I'll duck into this room, and it turns out to be like the girls' locker room. It's just, you're just swarmed. It's a great game. I had a good time with this. I bought the sequel to it on the Switch and played it. I don't think it's quite as good as the first one, but it's more of the same. We won't dwell on this one too long because you can obviously see what this is, but it is a fun game that by all metrics should just be absolutely abysmal. But it's not. It got a sequel. The number one type of game that people get so like frustrated that I mentioned are just old games. Like how can you even play those old games from like the freaking PlayStation 2? They're so old. How do you even do that? And buddy, when I started talking about Atari, it's just like, oh my God, those games are awful. I don't know how you do it. Well, what if we took one of the most well-known and most like just everybody be tired game on the Atari. The game everybody's played a million times, Asteroids. You've all played Asteroids, right? What if we took that game and we made it an RPG and a physics-based floating around space exploration game? It's Armada on the Sega Dreamcast. You get your ship, you go up in space, and it's like this weird isometric view, and enemies are just attacking you, and you kill them, and you get points and money and parts to upgrade your ship. And your ship just keeps getting bigger and bigger and bigger and bigger until you have this like massive ship, and you have these missions, and you just travel to the far reaches of the galaxy, and you can wander over there anytime you want to, but you need to wait till your ship is like fully upgraded or as upgraded as it can. It's just that style of gameplay. That's what this game is. Shoot stuff, make ship bigger, go further in space, and kill bigger stuff. Oh, and it's 4-player local co-op. We used to play this game all the time back when I was in high school. And you know what? We all had a great time with it. We thought it was fun to grind and upgrade our ships and just see how cool our ships looked and how big they got. We put like 100 hours into this game one summer. And then I saw a review of it and it was like bad. It's not good, it's worse Asteroids. What are you talking about, dude? This game's so much fun. It basically feels like a modern cell phone game in a way, right? It's got this like gotcha feel to it, where you're just endlessly grinding to like get minor improvements, right? But that stuff's addictive. A lot of people play RPGs so they can just overpower their character. Well, that's what you're doing in this with a giant ship. Armada is a lot of fun. It's a simple game that you can put tons of time into. Most people never talk about this. I never hear anybody ever talk about Armada, but it's a fun game. I charge you to go out and get a copy of it and try it. You might actually have a really good time with this. On paper, it's a terrible game, but I think it's a good game, dude. I think it's a great game. I had a great time with it. So did all my friends. But apparently nobody else in the world did, so maybe we're all wrong. And while we're talking about old Atari games nobody likes, let me tell you about my favorite game on the 2600. Yes, the Atari 2600 that came out in like 1977, before I was born. A lot of those games are still fun. I know they don't look like they are, but they totally are. And my favorite is a game about catching stuff. It's Kaboom, with an exclamation. Sorry, Kaboom! This is the easiest game to explain in the world. A thief who has robbed a bank, and he's made his getaway. He's made the way to the top of a building with an infinite number of old-timey styled bombs. You know, the ones that are like a black ball with a fuse sticking out of them, okay? He has an infinite supply of those and several blowtorches set up nearby so he can light the fuses. And you are a terrible, underfunded police officer whose only weapon is a basket or a bucket of water. And it's infinitely deep, and it's your job to catch the multitude of falling bombs, to defuse them by putting out the fuse with water. Of course, I made all this up, but like, I guess that's what the game is. You just catch the bombs, that's it. Now, you use the paddle controller in this game, and if you've never used the Atari 2600 paddle controller, it has a potentiometer on it, right? You turn it left and right, and you can move it really quickly, so much faster than you could ever move a D-pad or an analog stick. And you need the fastest, most precise reflexes for this game of any game I've ever seen. It gets unbelievably fast and extremely tense, and it's still really fun. You can play for 5-10 minutes once every couple years and just like keep coming back to it. Every time I pull out my 2600, I play Kaboom for a few minutes. This game's a blast. It is so much fun. You're just playing for the high score. You're just waggling left and right. That's all there is to it, left and right. But can you do left and right fast enough? No, the game's gonna win. That criminal, he has too many bombs and he throws them too quickly. You're gonna lose. But how long can you go without losing? I know a lot of you out there watching this are gonna be like, God, the 2600 looks so dumb. Give it a shot. There's still a ton of great games out there made over 45 years ago. That feels like weird to say. Yeah, I mean, yeah. 45 years. They're classics for a reason. If you stuck around this long, guys, I really appreciate it. It's been a long time since I've done a video in this series, and it felt really good to do. The names you see on the screen right now, well, those are my channel members and my Patreon supporters. Channel memberships and Patreon support is the best way to really help out the content creators you like to watch. I couldn't do it without my Patreon supporters and my channel members, and that's why I like to give them a shout out at the end of every single video. Thank you so much, guys. You mean the world to me. If you'd like to sign up, you can find that in the link in the description down below. Really appreciate you guys, and I'll catch you in the next video.